This is a funny one. Rider is a living proof that adding a ding dong at the saddle does not slow him at all. So tell us more about this thing here.
Oh, okay. I mean, for this toy, I mean, initially when I wrote, obviously it wasn't there.
Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm here with James and a Ultra XR4 in a giant size. This is, by the way, it's a 2021 model in a size 59. James, thanks for coming, man.
Yeah.
Could you please introduce yourself and tell us more about your bicycle?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is James. So I started off cycling pretty much same like everyone else, which is I think slightly after the first circuit breaker. Yeah, so I started off from just a normal $100 mountain bike, slowly upgraded to a road bike because I saw, wow, that looks much more interesting, because I saw that it can go even much faster. So after a couple of months down the road, I saw, wow, there's this very nice color, which is Bianchi's iconic color, Celeste. So after that, I went out to find out more and realized that, wow, they have this aero bike, which was something I was looking at, something that gives me more speed. Yeah, and thereafter I just decided to go with my Bianchi.
Right. So you're a COVID cyclist.
Yeah, correct.
What made you, or what inspired you to be a cyclist?
Well, when I first started cycling again after, since childhood time, because at that point of time I was pretty much overweight. I was like 103 kg, and then because I used to work in banking and in that industry, we tend to drink a lot. That leads to health problems. So I decided that it's either I spend a lot of money on beer bottles or I just spend on my health. So which inspired me to take up cycling.
Wow. And then I'm assuming you lost a lot of weight from cycling.
Yes. So I lost about, I would say, around 15 kg within a span of 1 year, which is maybe not a lot for some people, but to me, I would say being overweight for a good part of my life. So that was something quite good to me.
Right. So how do you enjoy cycling? Because I know a lot of COVID cyclists, they, not a lot lah, but a portion, they pick up cycling and then they just totally give up. Are you still very active in the cycling, and do you do it every week? What's your mileage?
So I try to do about 150 to 200 kilometers per week. Because while cycling, where I always like to cycle at Seletar Aerospace, because down there, when you're doing morning rides, you can see the sunrise, or when it's late at night, it's also very peaceful. So I feel that exercising gives you that kind of endorphin, which makes you feel happier. And after a long day at work, I believe that's the best way to relax.
Yeah, like a stress reliever, man.
Yeah, correct, definitely. After all, with all this COVID, everyone is very pent up, stressed.
Right. Yeah. So okay, your bike Bianchi Oltre XR4 2021 year model. Sorry, why did you get a Bianchi again? Why not any other brands?
Previously, so my first road bike was actually a Merida. So after that, when I decided to, upgrade pretty much like everyone else, so I went to Google and then try to find out a bit more on the story behind most of other brands, and then I realized that Bianchi got the longest history. And then, being an Italian bike maker, so I believe, the same as our Ferraris, I think that the Italians, they have very stringent requirements to their stuffs. So that's why I believe that Bianchi is one of the good choices. And of course, that time I also did look at other brands like Pinarello, all these.
A lot of like, is that like a truck or something?
Yeah, the lorry.
sorry. Okay, let me ask the question again. Sorry.
Being Bianchi, the color by itself is iconic. I would say that it really gives the brand an identity. and I believe that's what a lot of Bianchi riders are actually looking out for.
Right.
Yeah, something to identify for ourselves.
Okay. And this color, you were telling me that it's actually a custom paint from Bianchi itself, like a factory paint, because I know most Bianchis come in the Celeste color. I've never seen one with this silver chromish color. And you said this is a, okay, I'm probably going to say this wrong, it's Tavolosa, something like Trex Project 1,
Yes,
right? And you got it
correct.
from BYX.
Yes, correct.
So you had to tell them that I wanted a custom paint, or was it offered to you, or how was the process?
In fact, when I went to BRX, I already had idea in mind that I wanted something different, because their default color is Celeste and black. Yeah. So before going down, I went to Bianchi's website, to research, and then I did the custom colors, and then I deduced that this is a color which I wanted. But of course, initially, what I had in mind was probably something matte, and then after that, BRX Adrian, he proposed to me chrome, and because for myself, because I have family with my daughter, I felt that I wanted to be on the safe side. So in my mind was, if cars were to see me from the side, it would be much more reflective. Yeah, so that was one of the deciding factor on why I wanted chrome, and of course it looks cool.
Do you have to pay extra for this color?
Yes, I needed to pay only $500 extra, yeah, which was much more cheaper than what other brands custom colors offered.
Right. And this is a size 59 and you're 187 cm. Do you go for a bike fit, or how do you determine that this size was for you?
Yes, in fact, I went for a bike fit before deciding the size, and then I did the body fit first.
It's like a pre-bike fit, is it?
Yes, correct.
With
correct.
who do you go to?
I went to performance fitters.
Wow, sounds like everybody goes to performance bike fitter.
Yeah, in fact, I got to know Alan when he was at his previous shop with a very small setup, and then I think because of his good services, he got a lot of referrals, and I know his current place is his third shop, so he had expanded twice.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, good service, and he's someone very sincere.
Right.
Yeah, so that was something which I think he made a lot of people felt very comfortable with.
So you bought the bike first, then went for a bike fit, or was it a bike fit first, then the bike?
I went for a bike fit first.
But at the time you were riding the old Merida, is it?
Yes, correct.
So what decided you, or what prompted you to go for a bike fit? Why did you just buy the bike and?
Because I think pretty much like a lot of people, sometimes when they ride, they tend to experience like body aches, places where they had never encountered any pain or stiffness before. So I realized that I think a bike fit is quite important. I believe having the right bike is like buying your own shoes. You need to get it right, the right size, so that you'll feel comfortable. Otherwise, it's pain everywhere.
Right. So you mean you had some issues with your bike fitting with the Merida, that's why you went for a bike fit?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
So when you went for the bike fitting with Alan from Performance Bike Fitter, does he give you a report? Then with that report, you go to BYX and tell him, okay, this is my size. Can you get me a bike?
The pre-fit was pretty much simple. So basically, he helped me to measure my limbs, my inseams, things like that, to ensure that the sizing is correct.
So it wasn't like a full-on bike fitting, it was just like a pre-bike
yes.
fit.
Yes.
Well, how much does this thing kind of cost?
Back then, it was pretty affordable. He charged me pretty cheap. I think it was only like $80, I think.
Oh, just a pre-bike fit.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Then he determined your size. Do you tell him you wanted a Bianchi? Then he gave you
yes,
okay.
correct.
Then he recommended this size.
Yes, correct.
So how is this size? Is it just good enough, or you might
yes.
go for another bike fit again?
After getting the bike, of course, it felt a bit of discomfort, and then thereafter I went for another round of bike fit where he helped me to change some of the stuffs, like my saddle height, and then my pedals. Yeah.
Okay. And let's just go straight into it. This bike cost you 14.5k.
Yes, correct.
And you have on here is a, okay, let's talk about Groupset. This is a, you told me this is an Ultegra Groupset, but the only difference is a Dura Ace crank.
Yes, that's correct.
Crank set, because the crank arm was also different. And the reason for that was because the shop ran out of Ultegra.
Yes, correct. So I was quite fortunate because they offered me the upgrade to the Dura Ace crank at the cheaper price.
And this is a, wow, I've never seen this wheel set. This is a Fulcrum Win 55.
Yes, correct.
Why did you choose this wheels? So I'm assuming this whole build was built part by part, right? It was not a complete bike.
Okay, so typically for BYX, for new customers, when you go over, to purchase your bike, like for example, aero bike, so they will give you a list of recommendations. So the other alternative that I had for my wheel was campy wheels. Yeah, so of course, being someone who's not that experienced in cycling, I chose for a more good but normal wheel set. Yeah, until I get a lot better, only then I will look at upgrades.
How much was this wheels? So when you bought the bike, it was not a complete bike, it was a part by part.
Oh yeah, so how he did it is that he will list down the price per item. So the first thing would be the frame, and then the wheel set, group set, and then saddles, and even up to the bottle cages. So everything is itemized with its cost. Yeah, and that's how you'll assist new riders like us to determine what kind of build that we actually want.
So you give him a budget and then he'll work around with that?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Yeah, so what prompted you for Fulcrum and not Campy again?
I mean, of course, number one, I would say price point. Yeah, because for me, what I thought was that, the wheel can be good, but if I don't have the engine to carry it, it'll be, I'll be letting down the wheels.
How much are these wheels?
This is still quite affordable. I would say mid-range. I think it's around 1,008 when I bought.
Oh, that's quite cheap.
Yeah, I mean some wheels, for example, can go up to even 7,000-8,000.
Right.
Yeah, so I think this is good enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, given my level.
And this is their own in-house hubs, is it?
No, this the hub I can't remember which hub they are using. Oh, for Fulcrum, yes, they are using their in-house one. Yes, correct.
Okay. What is the weight of the bike?
The weight of the bike, I think, is 8.5 kg. But I had it weighted also at Performance Fitters.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have, this is a specialized power. It's not the mirror. The saddle.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. In fact, the first saddle I had was Physic, but because the saddle wasn't suitable for me, so after bike fitting, I got this saddle from Alan.
He told you to go for this, is it?
Yes, correct. Which I would say is one of the best decisions I made. Even though this saddle it's cheaper than what I had originally, but the comfort level is totally different.
Why not the power mirror?
I mean, I just went along with what he recommended. So I would say trust the professionals.
Yeah. What do you not like about your bike?
What do I not like about the bike? I would say I'm pretty comfortable with everything, because when I bought, one of the attractiveness was everything. If you realize, all the cables are inside, so it looks very clean. Yeah, but if you really want me to point out one thing that I don't like, I would say it's because of the weight.
The weight,
because my frame is just simply too big.
Yeah, it's a huge frame, man. 59. I forgot to point out one thing. Bianchi has this Counterveil technology, right?
Yes.
Do you feel that it actually makes any difference? It's something like Trek has that ISO speed.
Yes, correct.
Does it make any difference to you? Do you feel it much more softer?
I mean, to be honest, because I've not rode any other carbon frame bikes, so I'm not able to give a fair comparison to it. But of course, when it's on the road, it certainly feels very comfortable, because previously when I was riding the Merida, because that was an aluminum frame, so while on the road I could really felt my hands were very tired from the vibrations. But of course, when I was now on this bike, it felt so much more comfortable.
Right. Any more upgrades on the bike?
No.
That's it. In game.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention. Are these clinchers, right? Still running a tube, right? You're not tubeless, right?
Mine is tube.
Why didn't you go for tubeless?
Okay, because I mean, I believe both systems have their own pros and cons. But from what I had seen from people riding tubeless, once their tire were to burst, it means the end of their ride.
But they got the sealant, no?
Yes, but because sometimes some pinchers, right, is simply too big. The whole wheel will actually, I would say, explode.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I had seen firsthand.
How? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so and when that happens, it's like you get all the sealant bursting out into the air. Yeah, it's not easy to fix that.
So what is the tire pressure that you run?
So my tire pressure for the front, I'm running 100, and then the back is 110. Previously, my front, I tried to run at 110, but when the crosswind comes, it felt too light.
Right.
And I was just afraid that if the wind is too strong, I'll be swept away.
Well, 110 is pretty high because I run 110 also. Have you had any pinch flats?
I had. Okay, previously I was using my tires. I was using this Vittoria. So after that, there was one particular month where I had 3 flats in a month. So I thought that was a bit, I would say, unusual. Yeah, and thereafter I changed to
GP5000.
Yeah, this GP5000, and so far, I mean, that's good. So far, so good.
What size is it? 25?
This is 25, yes.
Wow. Okay.
No, sorry, this is 28.
Oh, 28.
28.
Okay. Well, because I when I was speaking to my friends, they always tell me, they laugh at me because my tire pressure is very high, 110. Will you try considering going to tubeless and running a low pressure?
No, because I mean, I have friends who are running on that. They told me it's very comfortable, but I'm someone who enjoys a bit of vibrations, and of course, being on higher pressure, which means that you have lesser resistance, and that actually, may simply means more speed.
Actually, that's what I think, and that's what I feel. But a lot of people object and tell me that
it can run as fast.
No, they tell me that because your tire pressure is so high, you're actually bouncing on the road.
Yeah.
Because your tire is not in contact of the road all the time, right? But I feel fast. I don't know. But they say tubeless, you will be faster on tubeless, and most of the people I interviewed, they have already moved on to tubeless. So I'm very surprised that you're still running clinches.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there are always 2 sides of the camp, because I had seen some of my friends who are on tubeless, they went to tube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, speed aside, I would say the more important factor would be the maintenance. Yeah, that would be something that would bother everyone more rather than the speed itself. Yeah, because with strong legs, you are still able to cycle as fast.
Yeah. Okay, we move on to the Instagram Q&A. If you guys want to ask your questions, you can follow me on Instagram and get a chance to submit your questions. Okay, James, we've got a couple of questions on your bike. Are you ready?
Yes, sure.
The first one, why do you choose cream walls? Cream walls on this GP5000?
Because I felt cream walls would make the bike look more professional.
Actually, I have cream walls as well. I don't really fancy on my bike lah. I prefer the either tan wall because it looks a bit more darker, but I mean it's up to your preference. And I think it's just a paint, right? There's nothing, no benefits of getting this color.
For me personally, I like more colors on my bike. Yeah, so I thought cream walls looks nicer.
Right. And the next question is on your stereo tube, the spacers. This is a very high stereo tube and very high stack. Is there a reason why it's so high, or have you actually cut it down before?
The stereo tube, the size was being structured according to the pre-bike fit, the measurements which I gave to BYX. Yeah, and I mean, it felt comfortable enough for me. Maybe because I'm not flexible enough. So far, yeah, this is working well for me.
Yeah, I mean, don't slam your stem just for looks, right? Because you might not be able to sustain that position.
Yeah, correct.
This is a funny one. Rider is a living proof that adding a ding dong at the saddle does not slow him at all. So tell us more about this thing here.
Oh, okay. I mean, for this toy, I mean, initially when I wrote, obviously it wasn't there. But because I am in this riding group that is based in Beijing. Yeah, so in Chinese we call it Xunzu, which is the founder of the group. So she had the exact same toy at the back of the bike. So I thought, it looked kind of cute, and that's why. And I asked her to got it for me as well. So she bought it and then she sent it over to Singapore for me.
Oh, but how do you get into this group in Beijing?
Oh, because I dabble a lot in those social medias. Yeah, so there is this Chinese social media which literally call it literate book. Yeah, so that's how I got to know more friends overseas that's based in like in China, even Singapore. So that's how I expanded my reach with the Chinese community.
Right, interesting. This user says, please get rid of your saddlebag. Why is there a saddlebag? Why don't you put all your things in your back pocket? Or what do you have inside?
Oh, in my saddlebag, of course, I have my gas canisters, my tube.
The CO2 canister, is it?
Yes, okay. Correct. Yeah, I mean, in the past, I had tried to put it at the back of my back pouch, but it felt uncomfortable, so I just continued with my saddlebag.
Sometimes putting too many things on your jersey kind of like drags your shirt down.
Yes, right? Correct.
Yeah. Why did you choose a silver bar tape? I'm assuming because it matches the bike, right?
Yes, correct.
What bar tape is this?
I can't remember.
I remember
brand, but
this.
It's a common one.
Yeah. It's super slippery, man. Don't you find it very slippery? Like especially in the wet.
Because with gloves, it is actually kind of okay. But because when you touch it, you will find that this bar tape is a bit thicker, so it gives more comfort to it.
Okay, I'm going to guess it's Cyclovation.
Yes, correct. That's the
I
brand.
know Cyclovation has. Yeah. I don't know why, man. They have this so slippery. I find it very slippery. But it's okay for you, right, when you wear gloves? And
I mean, normally, the hands will be on the hood or mostly on top. So actually, that's fine.
Are you using a ceramic bottom bracket, or is this just the normal Shimano bottom bracket?
Yeah, ceramic. It's the
really?
3-pick.
Oh, so you upgraded the bottom bracket?
I mean, basically with that budget, everything just went for the best maximum. Yeah.
Do you feel there's a difference in having a upgraded bottom bracket?
Definitely. Because since my first bike was pretty basic, so I could really experience between a very entry level and I would say almost a race bike. Yeah.
Actually, I would recommend everyone to get a much more smoother bearings bottom bracket because when you pedal, right, you actually feel the smoothness.
Correct. In fact, I would say the greatest difference would be it is really very reactive because with each stroke that you force through, you can really feel your bike surging forward.
Yeah. Next question is, how are these fulcrum wheels performing? How do you find it?
I find that I would say it's quite well balanced, especially if let's say when you go to places like TMCR where you get a lot of crosswinds. So at least the bike, especially the front, doesn't swing as much.
That is the end of the IG questions. Most of it was your toy that was dangling, which you answered. I got one question. These are very expensive bottle cages. Arundel.
Yes.
How much is one piece? 80 bucks? 100?
90.
Wow.
About 90-ish, yeah.
Are you not scared that when you take out your bottle or you drop the bike, it will break?
I mean, so far, I don't have that concern, which I would indirectly blame one of my buddies, my friends, because he said one thing, might as well get the best that you can, so that you won't be looking at any more upgrades.
Right.
Yeah.
What is your dream bike, or is this the dream bike already?
I would say this is pretty much my dream bike because I mean, of course, not everyone would invest like more than 10,000 into one bike. But if let's say there is really one other bike, you know, that I have to choose, I would say is Look 795.
Yeah, that's the bike I wanted to get, man.
Yeah, it's
the Blade RS, right?
Yes, it's very quick. In fact, before Bianchi, I did went to Ken Hong to look at the bike. It's very sexy.
But I think now, yeah, KH is one and the RS, right? RS also
RS
sells
Cycle, I'm not too sure on that, but I do know they have a lot of factor bikes, which is very beautiful as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Look 795 is I would say is out of this world.
It looks super nice, man. That's why I wanted to get it.
Yeah, but because one of the reasons which prevented me from getting it was because of the sizing. I was afraid that you know, if I get the wrong one, because when I saw the saddle post, if I remember it wrongly, it's not like that. I mean, it's just one piece. So I'm like, if I get the wrong, you know, wrong fitting, which means I may cut wrongly or whatever.
Actually, no. The saddle on, the seat post on the Look is adjustable, not like the Giant. I know only Giant has the one piece.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But I think there were some issues with the Look 795. I read on forums because I wanted to buy it. They said that the seat post had some issues of it dropping sometimes.
Oh, okay.
And they got a very funny integrated stem and handlebar. But I like it because it's still not one piece. It's still one stem and a handlebar. So you still can buy third-party parts.
Okay.
That's why that was one of the reasons that attracted me to the Look 795. But the problem with the Look is I think the sizing is a bit huge. So for somebody like me, right, they have this thing called the stand over height. So meaning when you stand over the bike, right, it has a very high stand over height. So for me, right, if I were to get it, I need to get one bike which is a bit smaller so that I can stand over the bike. If not, it's way too big. But yeah, if you get the Look 795, please contact me. We come and film your bike. it's a very nice bike actually.
Yeah.
Which color will you get it? The one in the blue, the chromish one. I don't know what, chameleon blue. I think it's called.
I think.
Oh, there's a white one.
Yeah, the one that I saw in Canon, I think it was a white one. Because I think for Look, white is like its iconic color.
They have it. I think they call it the Mondrian colors. It's white and then the Mondrian Look color.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, James, for coming over and sharing your story about the Bianchi. That's the end of the video, guys. See you next one. If you want to feature your bike, DM me on Instagram and follow me everywhere. These videos are available for replay on Spotify. And I'll see you next one. Bye bye.